It has to be this, because this is the only choice. There's only this. So in that acceptance, that total, complete acceptance, who you think you are dies. Because who you think you are is actually the resistance to this moment. Who you think you are is the resistance to freedom. Who you think you are is the resistance to love. Who you think you are is the resistance to peace. Who you think you are is the resistance to happiness. Are you thinking about how this is all bullshit and there's got to be another way? I want another teacher now. I don't like what he's saying. Or does it feel like everything is slowing down?
Everything is slowing down, but like it gets what you're trying to say, but it gives me that shitty story that you need to attend more satsangs to come to that acceptance. It is fine
That's
with
another
the with,
future. That's more
yeah, I
hope.
know,
Hope,
but
more
like
satsangs. I'm saying no. It, this is the last satsang. Like, just avoid all of this. You can,
that's not happening. Like if you would ask me accept it right now,
yeah.
everything, like it's not happening.
All
it
right.
it accepts the fact that it will need to accept it. It
Yeah.
can't just keep like wishing for good life. It
Yeah.
accepts the fact, but it says it's not gonna happen today.
Yeah.
Maybe next year.
But what? Okay.
Something.
No problem. No
Yeah.
problem. So, there's you that doesn't want to accept this moment as it is. There's you that is hoping for more satsangs to bring more acceptance. There's you that's maybe hoping for some sort of new miracle drug that's going to help with the pain.
Yeah.
Okay. So now, okay, no problem. So now let's find that me. Let's find that you, that one right there. That's hoping for better days. Find that me that you believe to be. Find that me that wants to show up at the next satsang to become a better acceptor. Actually look. Can you find it?
Sort of.
You can't sort of. You either find it because you believe to be a separate entity that is tangible. So find it.
I can't find a separate entity. No.
So you can't find a separate entity. So
No.
you can't find the separate me that you believe to be, because what you believe to be is a separate entity. What you believe to be is a separate person. And it's me as a separate person that doesn't like this life circumstance. It's me as a separate person that's looking for something in the future. It's me as a separate person that doesn't want this, but wants something else. Correct?
Yeah, I can find that me. Like this, that me is me. Like me, the one that's talking to you right now. You are talking to that person who claims that
Yeah. So
I
find
am
the
that.
person. Find the person.
I am that person.
Where? Show me. I see a body. I don't see a person. What I'm looking at is a body. This is also a body. There's no person here. There appears to be a person there. And there appears to be a belief in a person there. There's no person here. You're not talking to a person. You're not talking to anything other than yourself. But you believe to be some person. So look for that person. And let me know if you actually find one. Actually look, don't think. Is there actually a me that's the person, that's a separate entity?
There's the me thought.
There's a me thought, yeah. But I want
That's
I'm looking for this thing that's tangible. The thought's not tangible. The thought's coming and going, it's appearing, it's disappearing. Like, where's this actual entity?
there's no entity.
Where's the sim? Where's the sim
There's
that owns the problem? Because you're telling me about a problem and I'm saying, okay, I hear your problem, but where's the owner of the problem? If there's a problem, there has to be an owner of the problem, right? Because problems are personal. So where's the person that owns the problem?
all the thoughts are like pointing to it. Like
Yeah.
they're like it's kind of like a mythological tale. Like everybody is like pointing at it, but
Yeah.
no one has seen it. Like no one has seen him.
Okay. Okay.
But then like because every thought believes in it, it feels so real. It's just every thought is pointing at it. It's like you are doing all this for sim.
Okay. So you are seeing how all the thoughts are pointing back at this one thought, this me thought. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Now keep watching this me thought. Look at it. Did you notice how it disappeared? It's not there anymore, is it? It's gone. It's not here. But what is here? What is looking? The me thought is not here. But what is here is this looking. So you are not that separate me thought because it's not present. But what is present? Is this awareness that is aware? This is the I. Now find a border, a boundary. Find a limit to this I. Notice how you can't find any border. Notice how you can't find any boundary. Notice how you can't find any limitation. This is what you truly are. Boundless, borderless, limitless. You're not a separate entity with no border, no boundary, no limit. You aren't separate from anything. Who you think you are is nothing but a thought. But notice how this, what you are experiencing right now, is not a thought. Notice how this has always been present. It is ever present. It's not coming and going like thoughts. How can you be a thought when the thought is not present? How can you be the thought when the thought is never constant? Notice how this is constant, this awareness. This awareness has been ever present. There wouldn't be what you call my life without this awareness, the awareness of the experiences. Notice how this has no stories. This has no past. This has no future. Notice how this is not resisting anything. And notice how this is not seeking anything else. It just is. It is this moment. You aren't the one that's a thought that's resisting this present moment. You aren't the one that's a thought that's seeking for something other than this moment. You are this moment. You have always been this moment. This is your true self. Being aware of the awareness that you are, this experience is a non-objective experience. That you, the subject, are experiencing yourself. Are you unhappy? Yes or no?
No.
Are you separate from anything? Yes or no?
No.
Are you in conflict with anything? Yes or no?
No.
Are you imprisoned by anything? Yes or no?
No.
So this is the same as saying that you are happiness. You are love. You are peace. You are freedom. This is your true nature. The absence of suffering is happiness. The absence of separation is love. The absence of conflict is peace. The absence of limitation is freedom. What you are experiencing in this moment is yourself. See how you aren't doing anything. You're just simply being. You're just simply being this moment, being yourself. Isn't it nice to be yourself?
Yeah.
Now notice how you didn't go anywhere. You didn't do anything. Notice how this is not dependent on anything. It didn't come, so it cannot go. It never started, so it cannot end. It wasn't created, so it cannot be destroyed. It wasn't born, so it can never die. This is you. There is only this. And when you start experiencing thoughts again, just simply realize that this, what you are, does not disappear. It's not going to vanish. It's not going to leave. That this is what is aware of the thoughts. The thoughts are impermanent. They are temporary. They come and go. They are an activity. But this is not an activity. This is rest. This is what all those thoughts, all of that activity appears in. And this is what the activity is made of. So when you experience those thoughts, just remain as this without being identified with those thoughts. Because you are experiencing that you aren't identified with the thoughts right now. You are simply this. The thoughts have slowed down or they have disappeared and you aren't identified with them. Keep the attention on this. Anishmita, are you experiencing what I'm pointing to? Yes or no?
No, but
No? Were you feeling some feelings?
I was feeling so grateful for whatever was happening.
What was happening?
I didn't feel anything. I just felt grateful, not to be here. I didn't.
You were experiencing gratitude, but no one to be grateful. Yeah?
Experienced thoughts.
What else were you experiencing? Were the thoughts being experienced in peace?
No, not in this.
No? Were you feeling sadness?
It's like like this can't be it. This can't happen for me. That's
But what's happening? You're saying this is happening. You're saying something's happening. Tell me what's happening.
I don't know. Then something happened.
Was something happening, Sim?
I felt
What?
Was something happening? And Anishmita thinks something was happening. Was something happening?
No,
Nothing was happening. Nothing was happening. Why are you crying?
I don't know.
Were you feeling something kind of bubble up?
There's like what is thoughts were like what is happening, what is going on.
Mm-hmm.
Like this doesn't make sense. This
Uh-huh.
can't happen with me. What is happening?
Yeah.
But yes, that's that. But in some feeling said that it's
Mm-hmm. So it wants to know. It's seeking to understand.
I sort of felt like it's so uh, uh, uh you know so relaxing to be nobody.
Aha. So
It
you
felt
were
like
experiencing.
no, I don't know what I experienced.
Well, why? Yeah, your mind doesn't know what it experienced because your mind wasn't present for the experience of nobody.
Yes, maybe.
Your mind's only experiencing somebody. It's your mind that is the somebody. Right? That's why I'm getting you to see clearly that those thoughts weren't consistent. You weren't experiencing constant thoughts. You were actually experiencing some
Yeah,
gaps.
I was feeling like I'm very lucky to experience whatever is happening. I
Ah,
was it doesn't make sense. I mean, you were saying it, nothing happened, but I felt like I'm very lucky to be here. It's like,
that's just an afterthought.
maybe.
The one that's saying, I'm so lucky to be experiencing this, you called it gratitude. What if there's not somebody that's experiencing the gratitude? What if there's just gratitude? What if there's just a great fullness? Isn't that what the experience was? A fullness?
Feel like that.
Didn't feel like that? I didn't hear what you said.
No, it didn't feel like that.
Well, what did it feel like? There can't be gratefulness without the feeling of fullness.
I don't know what it felt like.
Your mind can't understand it. That's the thing. That's what I'm pointing out.
I'm not even sure I felt anything, but
That's all right.
maybe
You didn't feel anything. Nothing even happened. Your mind's making this whole thing up. This is all just nonsense.
no, not that.
Or is there something real about this that you actually experienced?
It's something.
Ah.
What?
So look, there's something you did experience something real, but right now there's back to identification with the thoughts, and the mind is back online. It's trying to understand something. It wasn't there for that experience of reality, for that experience of that what you're saying was so real. That experience that created all of that emotion that started pouring out. The mind is online now, and it's trying to grasp, it's trying to understand, it's trying to make sense of something that appeared to happen. But it's actually nothing happened. It was actually the cessation of all the happening. The happening is actually all that mind activity. That's what kind of feels like it went blank. Kind of feel like you blacked out for a second.
Like I was going out of my body or feeling something.
Yeah. Yeah. So just relax. That's the mind will just tire itself out. But that is an experience of yourself. This is what happens when you come to the guidance. You experience yourself. It's a direct experience of yourself. Now, that activity that wants to figure it out and wants to experience it, it can't. The mind can't experience what you are. What you are is prior to the mind. It's when that mind came to a rest. Well, it's coming to you. You are the rest. So the activity can't experience the rest. The rest can experience the activity, but the activity can't experience the rest. The finite is trying to grasp the infinite. Right? I'm saying, hey, find a border, find a boundary, find a limit. If you're actually experiencing yourself and you're listening to that guidance, you can't find a border, you can't find a boundary, you can't find a limit. The one that's speaking through Sim says, no boundary, no border, no limit, no suffering, no unhappiness, no separation, no conflict, no limit. This is like a negative way of saying, well, what is there? Well, there's happiness, there's love, there's peace, there's freedom. And because there's no others, because there's no things, there's no objects, well, it's the subject speaking about the subject. There's only one subject here. There appears to be three objects, but there's only one subject. All right, Sim went looking for Sim. Didn't find Sim. The one that went looking was actually the one that's looking. And we just simply ask the one that's looking some questions. The one that's looking, do you have a problem? No. The one that's looking, are you suffering from a head pain? No. The one that's looking, do you feel separate from anything? No. The one that's looking, are you in conflict with anything? No. The one that's looking, are you limited? No. The one that's looking, are you lacking anything? No. So, I mean, what's reporting? What's reporting that? Anyone? The one? The one reporting is the one that you are. And there's only the one. Right? Like who's answering the questions? Right? You are experiencing yourself. It was you that was experiencing, wasn't it? I didn't see someone else and kick you out of the chair and step in for you. There was no switch up. The only thing that happened is that you are always experiencing an object. The object was the thought. The thought was the me. The me was Sim. And I said, okay, well, look for the object. You say, I found it. It's the me. Here it is. I said, keep watching that object. Look at it. You don't need to stare it down or anything. Just look. Just watch it. 1, 2, 3. Abracadabra. It disappeared. What a magic trick. Quite the illusion. It disappeared. Sim disappeared. No sim. That me that you believe to be totally vanished. Okay, so what watched it vanish? What is still here? If sim disappeared, then how can you be sim if sim disappeared? But what's watching? What is still present? When sim disappeared, what remains? Well, that which is always here. That which is observing, that which is witnessing, that which is experiencing. It's you that's experiencing. Sim isn't experiencing. It's you that's experiencing sim. Sim is an experience. Now that there's no object present because the object disappeared, I'm saying, well, tell me about the subject that is present. This subject that is present right now, does it have a shape? Does it have a size? Does it have a texture? No shape, no size, no texture. The subject is formless. The thought form, sim, disappeared. That form disappeared. And what remained is that which is formless. Now it's the formless that's experiencing itself. It's the formless that's describing, that's reporting about itself. The happiness is formless. That's why no thing can make you happy. It's the love that is formless. That which is formless is not separate from anything because it's not a thing. It's the formless that is peace. It's things that are in conflict with each other. That which is formless is not in conflict with anything. No more than the space is in conflict with the furniture. The space of the room is not in conflict with the furniture. That which is formless is limitless. The things, this body has a limit. There's a border, there's a boundary, there's a limit. But without a form, being formless, there's no limit. It's simultaneously nowhere and everywhere. That's why I'm in Australia. I'm in India. And also Australia and India are right here. Space and time for things. That which is formless is beyond space and time. When did that which is formless start? When did that which is formless end? That which is formless, was that ever born? No, forms are born. Forms die. But the formless was never born. The formless will never die. You are this formless presence. You're just getting clear about what you are.